So someone asked, can I stay in Russia after graduation? The simple answer is yes, but with specific conditions, okay? And I advise everyone to say, you have to start thinking about these things even before you graduate. Start planning way ahead of your graduation. Start thinking, do I really want to stay in Russia or move to another country or go back home? So these are the questions you have to start asking yourself at the beginning of your study here in Russia. Now, views might change as you study. So when you just come, maybe you're saying, no, I have to go back home. I want to go back home. I can't stay in this country. That's fine. But views might change as you progress. Or maybe you might want to go to a different country. You might want to travel to Canada. Those are some aspects you need to consider before actually, deciding what you really want. Now, international students cannot automatically stay in Russia after graduation. You either have to get your work visa or a permanent residency. So for you to stay back. So during your studies, if you want to stay in Russia, you have to start working towards getting your temporary residency or your permanent residency, which requires a few steps, to be honest. But before this year, you could only get a residency when you had an honors degree, graduated with an honors degree. But Russia is now opening up to international students and foreigners. So they said, okay, you can just register. It's open to students, full-time students, and you can register. So there's that. So I listed down some key points to staying and working in Russia after graduation. So you have to have a work visa and a permanent residency, because without these, you cannot stay in Russia after graduating. For post-graduation employment, you need these few things I will list down. Number one, you need to find an employer willing to hire you. So I think there was a workplace I went to and they offered to sponsor my visa and the like. But I told them I'm on a student visa, so I can't take up this work visa for now. So they said, okay. So there are those opportunities. Those opportunities can show up. And if you do get the chance to do so, grab it. Your work visa, your work permit it usually lasts for a year and renewable each year. The other option is your temporal residency for education purposes, the RVPO. So let me just read the requirements for the RVPO. So students studying full-time can apply for an RVPO, which allows them to stay in Russia for the duration of their studies, plus 180 days after graduation. So, however, RVPO does not extend the right to stay beyond this period for work purposes. So you have to keep that in mind. And you can then transition to your permanent residency. So after graduation and some period for legal stay, on work or the RVPO, or you may be eligible to apply for a permanent residency here in Russia, which allows longer term stay and work rights. So those are some options you can do. So just a little back, a run through. So during your studies, there's no work permit needed, and you can only work in your city of study or during free time. Now, after graduation, you work visa for residence permit required. You must have employer and valid permit to stay and work. So for temporary residency, it's valid until the end of studies plus 180 days and does not allow indefinite stay or work beyond this. For the permanent residence, apply after legal stay and work experience. it allows long-term stay and employment. So if you have the permanent residency, you can also be allowed to travel outside the country, but you're not supposed to stay outside Russia for more than 6 months. So if you go out, you come back, you know, just like that, so that you could, you know, keep your residency. The answer is yes, you can stay in Russia after graduation, but only if you secure a work visa or a residence permit. So I hope that answers your question. I'm always happy to help, always happy to answer your questions. If you have any other questions concerning studying in Russia, please do add them to the comment section and I will be happy to help. See you in my next one.